Hello, my name's Artemis, and if you are a furry, there is a very high chance, almost 100%, that one of these days you're going to have to explain this entire concept to normies. The whole concept of what a furry is going to come up, and you are going to act as the ambassador for the whole fandom and have to explain it. And my god, is it a pain in the ass? My god, is it a minefield? My god, is it difficult saying the right stuff? But hey, you're in luck. I'm here to help you out through that, because I've done this shit far too fucking much, and I'm going to share that knowledge with you. Just hope it's good knowledge. Let's find out, shall we? Now, when this particular topic comes up and you have to have the job of introducing people to the fandom, you're usually introducing them to the whole concept of what the fuck a furry is. Either that, or they already have some vague idea, but they just know the rumours and the hatred that we sort of get online, and that's obviously not the sort of thing that paints us in the best light. So it's very easy to overcomplicate, to give them all this information that they don't necessarily need, to try and refute things that they might not have even heard about, and that's just counterproductive. You can keep this simple by just focusing on the core aspects of the fandom and the things that really make it what it is. At its heart, the fandom is a social group for people who are mutually interested in anthropomorphized animal characters, and they express this interest through artwork, performance, music, writing, creation, and just generally coming together to use this as a meeting room to meet like-minded individuals that will enrich their life and give them an output that they don't traditionally see in normal society. That's essentially what it is. It's as easy as that. It's a social group for people that generally like the same sort of thing. You see that across the entire goddamn planet. This time, it's around anthro characters. It might be different elsewhere. It's pretty fucking easy to relate to. You don't need to go listing all the bad things that we're not. You don't need to go defending against things that they might not even know about. You can keep it nice and simple, but of course there are some bad things that might get brought up, and you need to know how to deflect away from those. Now, of course, when you have something like us that looks so strange and so outlandish and not that normal and doesn't fit into your day-to-day expectations of the world, it's going to be obvious that people assume that we're all freaks. We're all sex-obsessed freaks, and that everything is a sex thing. I don't know why. I do think that the rampant sexualization and instinct to just believe that this must clearly be about fucking says more about the people making those assumptions than it does about us, but that's a message for another day. But yes, there is a high chance you're going to have to deal with the whole, isn't it just a sex thing? Isn't it just a fetish? And honestly, it's going to be quite a hard one to try and nail home. But you can do it, and it's fairly simple. You see, everything in the world has a sexual side to it, even the things that really fucking shouldn't. So there is nothing new or unique or special about us having a sexual side to this fandom, because literally everything does, okay? People get turned on by professional wrestling. People get turned on by elbows. People get turned on by sneezing, for fuck's sake, okay? This ain't no different. We don't get exemption from that just because we look cute and fucking cuddly. People get turned on by that too. So it's not something that's unique. What is unique to our little community, or at least not exactly unique, but still unique in their eyes and unique to most online communities, is that we are online. We are primarily an internet-based community where a lot of it happens, which means it's a lot more accessible. Obviously, if you're meeting up down the pub with your mates to watch the sports ball, you're not going to be seeing all of the disgusting sexual stuff that potentially might revolve around that, because you're in the pub. Whereas online, everything is within arm's reach. And because we have that general sort of look that we do not conform to what you expect to see every single day of your life, we don't look as if we're trying to fit in with society because that's boring and we don't fucking care. We automatically carry the assumption of, you must be weird, you must be demented and deranged and sexual deviants. We're always going to fight that thing, but we are in no way more sexual than anything else on the fucking internet. And honestly, the fact that you just assume that we are just some sexual fetish shows that you have absolutely no idea what this community is truly about. You don't need to fight this assumption. You don't need to say, it's not all about sex, or not everybody finds it sexual, because that's the same for every goddamn thing. What you have to do is accept that, yeah, of course there's a sexual side to it, but that's not that's not all of it. It's not what everybody gets out of it. There's a sexual side to fucking leather. You know, people like leather from a sexual fetish perspective, but people also like making saddles and gauntlets for falconry and various tools and clothing items and biker jackets. It doesn't mean that they all fuck in that leather. So if you can understand that in another fucking circumstance, you're going to have to understand that in ours. But of course, that's the common ground that you can find and help them relate to it, and that's also the next section. If you really want to make someone understand something, you have to find something in their life that you can relate it back to. And you might be looking at all of this, all of the furry bullshit, and thinking, right, yeah, I'm not exactly going to get that through to somebody who goes to church every Sunday and traditionally acts very traditional. But you'd be surprised, because essentially there are very, very simple shared core elements of this community that you find in all aspects of life. And as long as you can find that middle ground, you can help them understand what exactly this is and what it means to you. If it's the whole concept of liking anthro animals that's the problem, then, I mean, what, did they not show their kids Disney films growing up? What the fuck? Obviously, that should be a fairly simple one, but it's the whole concept of an otherworldly, out-of-the-norm character that we all sort of like. Something that you don't traditionally see in traditional society, day to day, when you're going to work, going down the shops. And that is a very easy thing to relate back to. I mean, do they watch professional wrestling, for God's sake? Like, if anything, they're more outlandish than we are most of the goddamn time. There's a dude there that's literally an undead cowboy biker. If you can get on board with that, why is this a problem? There are so many different types of characters that people just generally like, so many little interests that they flock around, that you will be able to find some middle ground on that one. Dressing up in fursuit, why would you ever want to do that? Okay, let's just rephrase that. Dressing up in the outfit of your favourite sports ball team, why would you ever want to do that? Seriously, you guys wear the most ridiculous things when you're supporting the NFL, for God's sake. How's this any different? You have a team that you support and you can go out and dress up as a character or a mascot, or just generally find that whole level of like performance and just, yeah, I feel free because I'm dressed as something weird. Well, guess what, honey? Same concept here. Only we add a hell of a lot more character to it. We make it more personal. But at its roots, there is a very, very strong sense of freedom and acceptance and just general fun that you get from being able to put on a mask, put on a character, and portray that. The community itself, why would anybody want to be a part of that? Why would you want to hang out with those people? Okay, I'm going to use the NFL thing again because honestly, sports ball, that works. You, as a fan of a particular sports team, automatically have an in. You automatically have an easy way to start a conversation and get on the same wavelength with people. You know, they like the things that throw the ball to the place. I don't know sport. You also like those particular things that throw that particular ball to this particular place. There you go. Complete stranger you've already matched up with. You already know one thing that you can get on board with, start a conversation and know that you're both on the same side of things. How is that any different for us? It's the exact goddamn same. Only the difference is we're not supporting a team, we're supporting artists, we're supporting friends, we're supporting blue dogs on the internet who are just trying to get by, and that's lovely. It's so easy for them to just focus on how out of the norm this looks and how bizarre, but if you can boil it down beyond the whole, look, fursuits, and to the actual cause of the community, you can actually really open their eyes to how enriching this can be for you and everyone else. But it's not just enough to have all of the facts and all of the knowledge and all of the ways to shut these fuckers down. You have to do it right. You have to do it with confidence. And it doesn't matter whether you feel confident. It doesn't matter whether you are shitting yourself inside and shaking and scared. You just have to project it. You just have to show them that it is an okay thing for you to talk about, even if you feel it's not. You see, when you're talking about a subject that people aren't aware of, you are setting the tone, you are setting the vibe, you are basically dictating how they should receive this information. So if you are very scared, if you are very embarrassed and ashamed and then just generally sort of closed off and very obviously anxious about talking about this, then they automatically inherently assume that there is something that you should feel ashamed of, should be embarrassed by. That this thing clearly has to put this in your head, that, it's this thing that's doing it, not this conversation. So the biggest superpower you have, if people are just like, what, you're a fucking furry? Just go, yeah, I am. It's pretty cool. Easy as that. Easy as that. There is nothing more powerful than just a, yeah, and... Because you show confidence. You show that this is not something that they can just attack and exploit out of you. You can show that, yeah, I am a part of this community. It's a cool thing. It's, this is what it is. This is what it does. This is what it does for me in my life. You show that confidence and it completely changes the whole feel of the conversation, because it's no longer something that you are trying to hide. It's no longer something that you're embarrassed from or trying to run away from. It's something that you are happy with, that you are reconciled with, that is a healthy and happy part of your life, and you can demonstrate that. Confidence is fucking key. Even if you're talking about the biggest parts of the fandom, if you can do it confidently, if you can just outwardly project that, yeah, this is just an okay thing, it's normal, it's fine, it's wonderful, it's lovely, you'd actually probably really enjoy it if you got to understand it a bit better, you have won. And that's the easiest way to win. But at the end of the day, the fandom is a personal thing. We all find things within it that we enjoy from a personal aspect, and that is what will really drive home what this means, what this entire goddamn thing is all about. And it's different from person to person. You don't need to defend against other assumptions and accusations that the fandom as a whole has got if you don't share in them yourselves. If they're asking about you personally, then make it personal, and that's going to be different for everyone. For example, for myself, the fandom has been a place that was everything I needed it to be when I needed it. I had no social life, but this was a place I could come and find one. I didn't have the confidence to put myself out there, but this taught me how to do that. I didn't know how to reconcile the different parts of my personality, different parts of who I am. But if I have a character that does know that, and I pretend, slowly that filters into my real life, and I teach myself how to be the person that I want to be. This whole fandom is a meeting room. It is an open room that I got to walk into and go, okay, this is a room full of my kind of people, let's intermingle. And in that room, I found the closest people in my life. I found my lifelong partner that I never fucking dreamed I would be so lucky to find. This fandom is so much more than just cut up bits of fur stuck together on a foam base. It's so much more than just some pretty artwork and a Twitter account. And if you can get that through to people's head, if you can demonstrate to them exactly what this has given you and your life, and how much better off you have been in the fandom, all of the other crap just goes away. All of it. And honestly, if you do this in the right way, you might even get them thinking, oh god, I wish I had something like that, because we are very lucky to have had this experience. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it made some sort of sense. Hopefully it makes the next time you have to have this fucking conversation just a little bit easier. We don't know. It probably won't. I mean, it's never a fun or easy conversation, but hell, at least you can avoid some of this shit. Maybe, possibly. Who knows? We'll find out. You'll find out. I won't. I'm on the internet. But thank you for watching. If you did enjoy it, there are numerous ways that you could help support us if you enjoyed it that much, which would be lovely. You would help me live. You would help me survive. You would help me put food inside this meat sack that apparently needs sustenance. Even though, looking at it, it's got enough sustenance to last for a while. So yeah, there's been some graphics flashing up that you could definitely have a look at. And you know, yeah, look, advertising, look, they're right there, probably being covered up by the graphics. And there's also merchandise that you could get, which would be just amazing. You would be able to get yourself a good paw cushion, or a hoodie, which, you know, is getting cold. You could probably do with a hoodie. And you'd be able to get yourself some really nice shirts and designs and, you know, help bring this conversation on just a little bit quicker, because, you know, wearing furry merch will definitely make it happen. Or hell, maybe you just like to support us. Just, you know, be a part of the community that I'm trying to build, if that is such a thing. You could, you know, come and talk to me on Discord. You could see exclusive content. You could help me not die. These are all allegedly good things. Who knows? Maybe give it a go. That would be just so very sweet of you. But in any case, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I guess you'll see me next week. Hopefully. Bye!